In this video, I'm going to show you a couple of really effective tools for helping to reduce wrist pain when you play tennis. I hope you find it helpful. If you do, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me get this information to more people, and playing tennis without pain is way more fun, so it would be awesome if you could do that. So we're going to be working on your nerves. I'm going to show you how to do some nerve tensioning drills. Just to give you just a little bit of background, nerves are what carry information from the brain out to the muscles and back from the muscles. Nerves can get stuck to stuff, so when you play tennis there's a lot of different things that can happen, but sometimes nerves can get stuck to different tissues in and around the area, and when that happens, firstly it can directly cause pain. So one of the nerves that we're going to be working on a lot of the time can cause people tennis elbow problems in addition to wrist problems. So it can directly cause pain, but also it's just going to reduce how effective your muscles are functioning. So it can make your muscles weaker and it can make them tighter and less flexible. So really important to make sure that you mobilize these nerves on a regular basis. What I'm about to show you, two different nerves, you can add them in as part of your warm-up. Literally takes 30 seconds, a minute. You can also do it as part of your cool-down. You can do it anytime you want, but it's the sort of thing that you want to do regularly. It goes along with joint mobility, which I've made another video about that's going to be somewhere around here, and you should check that out as well. Okay, so let's get to it. We're going to start off by working on your median nerve. So the median nerve is what supplies some of the wrist flexors, so the muscles that bend your wrist. It also supplies your thumb, index finger, and first finger. So really important muscle for holding onto the tennis racket. It's a muscle that can get jammed in the carpal tunnel, so a lot of people that have carpal tunnel syndrome, really important nerve to work on. Before I show you it, it's a nerve, so when we're stretching it, you're not going to crank on it like it's a muscle. You're not going to try and tear it off. You're going to go for a maximum 3 out of 10 in terms of tension. Can't stress that enough. Do not go crazy on this exercise. Start nice and gently. Less is more when it comes to nerves. Okay, so with that said, I'll show you how it works. There's going to be a few different movements. When you get to 3 out of 10 in terms of tension, stop. So first thing is going to be to spread the fingers and bend the hands back. And what we're going to be looking for is some kind of strange stretch through the forearm, maybe some tingliness into the fingers. So we're looking for some kind of stretch, tingliness through there, maybe a little bit of an electrical nervy feeling. The next movement is going to be to take the hand out to there. So in this position, have you increased the tension? Is it that 3 out of 10? Next thing I'm going to do is take my arm away from the side. So for me, this is about where I start to feel my tension. The next thing, and do this one slowly, you're going to lower your shoulder blade. So for me, I've now got 3 out of 10 tension. That's where I would stop. But you might also need to add in a little bit of tilting the head away. So they're the movements. Spread fingers, tilt hand back, externally rotate and take your arm to the side, take your arm away, slowly depress, lower your shoulder blade, so lower your shoulder blade, and then tilt your head away. And you're just going to find your 3 out of 10 in tension. Once you found it, for me it's there, we're going to do 3 different movements to make sure this nerve isn't stuck to stuff. The first one is I'm just going to lift my shoulder blade, and as I do that, it takes the tension off, and I'm just going to lower the shoulder blade. So I'm just going to do that 3 or 4 times just to make sure the nerve isn't stuck in and around the neck in the brachial plexus where it comes out. So just 3 or 4, that's it. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put the tension on again. So I've got my 3 out of 10. I'm going to bend my elbow and relax my elbow. As I bend my elbow, it takes the tension off and relax it. Bend, relax. Third thing I'm going to do is just relax my wrist and then put the tension back on. So tension is on, tension is off, tension is on, tension is off, and that's it. Just shake it out. That's it. We've just done 3 different drivers for this nerve mobilization. So we've tensioned it, made sure the nerve isn't stuck in this area, we've made sure it's not stuck in and around the elbow, and then we've made sure it's not stuck in and around the wrist. So really simple exercise, but very effective. Now I'm going to show you the radial nerve. The radial nerve runs down the outside of the elbow and it goes to the muscles on the back of the wrist. So the muscles that do this, it also supplies the tricep. This is a muscle, this is a nerve that when it gets stuck to stuff, it can actually really cause a lot of pain in the elbow and in the wrist. So a lot of pain in the back of the wrist, but also tennis elbow. So it can help with both of those problems. But from a performance perspective, you know, most of us spend a lot of time doing this. We don't spend much time doing this. So especially if you've got a single-handed backhand and when you're playing your volleys, it's an area that often needs some work. Luckily, once you know how to do the median nerve, it's really simple, because instead of doing this, we're going to do this. So you're going to bend your wrist that way, internally rotate. So before for the median nerve, we did this and then this. For the radial nerve, we're doing this and then this. So I'm internally rotating, and then the rest's the same. I'm going to lift it away, drop my shoulder, and maybe tilt my head away, remembering you're just going to find 3 out of 10 for you. And for me, again, same thing. I just have to drop my shoulder blade and I've got the tension. Then we're going to do the same movements. I'm going to lift my shoulder blade up and lower it down 3 or 4 times just to make sure it's moving in and around this area. Then I'm going to bend the elbow to take the tension off and put the tension back on when I straighten it. And then I'm just going to use the wrist. So I'm just going to take the tension off, put the tension on, tension off, tension on. And that's it. And sorry, what I should have mentioned was that you're looking for tension probably on the back of the forearm, back of the hand on this one. But that's it. 2 really, really, really effective exercises. When you do them regularly, it's going to make a big difference, especially if you struggle with wrist pain. Now, I want to show you how long it takes on the other side if I'm not jabbering on and explaining how to do it. So in real time, if I'm coming, okay, I want to warm up for tennis, or I want to cool down after tennis, I'm going to do my left hand. I'm just going to find my tension, do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Median nerve done, maybe 10, 15 seconds. Radial nerve, find my tension, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Really fast. Okay, simple but very effective. I hope you enjoyed it. Those things can be complete game changers if you struggle with pain. So definitely give them a try, see what happens. Just make sure you stick to that maximum 3 out of 10. If you found it helpful, which I hope you did, or even if you just enjoyed watching it, it would be great if you could hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you've got any friends that play tennis, it'd be great if you could share this with them. I struggled with injuries for a long time on court, for most of my life. That's kind of how I got into what I do. I love helping people to be able to do the things that they want to do, like play tennis without pain. So it'd be great if you could share this. There's also another video that goes along with this. You'll have to excuse me, I went off on a bit of a rant, but you know, it shows you some good stuff, how to mobilize joints, because joint mobility and nerve mobilizations are kind of the 2 foundations of making sure your body's ready to play and for reducing injuries, because you've got to move your joints, because then they send good information back to your brain. You've also got to make sure the nerves are able to send and receive that information, so they really go hand in hand together, and that video will be somewhere around here. If you have any questions, feel free, leave a comment down below. So are you struggling with a particular injury? Is there something you would like help with to know how to get your body to function better? Because that's what I do. I teach tennis players how to get their body able to play tennis at a higher level. That's preventing injuries, but there's also some really cool stuff that you can do to improve your performance as well. So if you've got any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you work on this stuff from today. You might need to watch the drills a couple of times to make sure you got it down, but other than that, we're good. See you next time.